Dave Black. I didn't even know this had a music video, but Screw reacted to it, and I was like, oh, wait. This is a song that deserves 2 reactions. I ain't gonna hold you. If you haven't checked out that live performance, the live performance of this song is actually the first song by Dave I ever reacted to. So this just feels full circle. Let's get it. Done talking. Are we in the land? Oh, they hit my nigga with the Beijing.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. It's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed, you never got to experiment with family.
And I say Dave is the best rapper I've heard, at least in a long time. He's my favorite rapper, hands down, because there's like a social responsibility that anybody who talks publicly is gonna take on in any form. And then being a black man wherever you are, there's a pride, and it's a thing. It's something that you truly feel. It's something that, in a way, you should feel like you're representing all of us, like niggas in this bitch together, right? But the idea of, if you ask somebody like, what's being black, you know, a lot of those stereotypes, a lot of these things, these hyper-aggressions, the crime rates, these kind of things that they're gonna bring up, or poverty or struggle, they make that as if that is what it means to be black, but it's not. It's a beautiful experience. It's not getting sunburned. It's a lot of seasoning in that goddamn food. We really getting it chucking over here. But Dave here to remind niggas that it's not being black doesn't mean being criminal. You understand what I'm saying? Being black doesn't mean, even if there's black niggas who are criminals 100%, but that isn't because they're black. Niggas just, people commit crimes. You heard me? I changed though. Put these shades on. We on some real shit.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. It's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed, you never got to experiment with family trees. Could they teach you about famine and greed and show you pictures of our fam on their knees?
And he tells you it's like you never got to experiment with family trees, talking about how any nigga who was displaced, being anybody anywhere who was a slave, who were taken from one place to another and stripped of his heritage. People don't, like, nigga, they're not keeping your ancestry. They're not telling you what's going on. And while the generations of slaves that were still coming from the homeland, still with these memories and traditions and customs, they get passed on. But a lot don't. A lot is going to die with the people, because that's just the reality of history that's not necessarily written. It's like the game of telephone. And, you know, Dave is able to say some very meaningful, poignant, deep ass shit and not come in this bitch like he's doing it after school special. Like, hey, this is what it's like to be a black guy. Because you heard when a nigga like Logic try to make his shit. You heard when a nigga Logic tried to make his shit and it just didn't hit right. It didn't hit like how Dave hit it.
Trees, could they teach you about famine and greed and show you pictures of our fam on their knees? Tell us we used to be barbaric, we had actual queens. Black is watching child soldiers getting killed by other children, feeling sick like, oh shit, this could have happened to me. Your mummy watching, telling stories about your dad and your niece.
And he's telling you like they came to Africa, they didn't understand Africa, and as Africans didn't understand the Europeans. But just because you don't understand doesn't mean that these people are wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Just because Native Americans in America didn't believe that any human being can own land when it's provided to us all by the universe. This bitch was just here, nigga. You didn't bring Earth. Earth was just here, so how could I sell that? And niggas from Europe had a very different idea of how the world works. They won't go for none of that shit. But it doesn't make those people wrong, because if you think about it, things like pollution, global warming, all these things that came because we abused the earth, if niggas didn't treat the earth the way they do, if land wasn't hoarded and then wars were fought over borders, but it's not like these are meaningless. These don't really mean nothing. There's no difference between the top of Texas and Oklahoma. There's no difference. It's just we decided, okay, this is Texas and this is Oklahoma now, and that's just how a bunch of meaningless shit.
Shit, this could have happened to me. Your mommy watching, telling stories about your dad and your niece. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The kid dies, the blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused.
And it's also the reality of it too is that it's not gonna be, it's all, not all bubblegums and raindrops, and niggas is out here doing terrible things to people, and that's just the reality of the world. And because of that, you see things like children soldiers and shit like that, but it's like, damn, that literally could have been me. If maybe my great grandpa made one or two decisions differently, that could have been me. You understand what I'm saying?
If he's black, he's probably armed. You see him and shoot. Look, black and confused dies. The blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance. He's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed. You see him and shoot. Look, black is growing up around the barbershop. Mommy.
And sometimes I feel like a song like this is so powerful because there is an era of when you do talk to, how can you explain something to somebody that has never experienced this at all, and especially something as egregious as a black man in America? I don't know what it is in the UK. You are guaranteed, if you go out in public enough, at least one form of like borderline racism, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like where it's not like I'm gonna call the NAACP, but damn, this nigga following me through Walmart for a little too long. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're guaranteed for those kind of things. And Dave is saying,
you see him and shoot. Look, black and confused.
And what Dave is saying is, we look at like Matt, like when we look at shooters, right? If you hear about two kids killing each other in Chicago, or two black, they're going to tell you about what gangs they were affiliated. They're going to show you all the pictures of the news of them looking a certain type of way, right? But when somebody of a different race, white, goes and blicks up a school or something like that, they're going to start trying to tell you about how the kid was bullied, or how this kid is that. Not that they're not saying that the kid didn't do something wrong, but there's always an air of humanizing to it, which, to be fair, if you're gonna, I get it, if we're just gonna humanize things, we should at least humanize everybody, because I can genuinely, I believe I could make the case for if two people, not under the law of man, but under the law of what we all know is right and wrong, if two people have a problem, and one person goes and kills another person's brother, and that person goes and kills that person, and so then that person's brother goes and kills him, I can understand where this went wrong. I can totally understand what's going on, and I can see the hurt and the pain. Now, a nigga being bullied every day at school, coming to the school, airing that hoe out, I just can't see how you make the case for that. I just don't see how we could humanize it.
Blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed, you see him and shoot. Look, black is growing up around the barbershop. Mommy saying stay away from trouble, you're in yard a lot. Studying for ages, appreciating the chance you got. Cause black is in your blood and you ain't even got the heart to stop. Black is stepping in for your mother because your father's gone, and standing by your children when you haven't proven karma wrong. Black is doing all of the above, then going corner shopping, trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off. Black.
And do you see what he said right there, which I don't even know if I caught that bar the first time I heard this, it's not only his father left him, but also the guilt. This should give me goosebumps, but like the guilt that he then takes on himself, because like one time my dad told me, it's like his dad told him, what, you can judge, but one day you might turn into me. And my grandpa was a good guy, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of similarities between my grandpa and my dad, in the same way I see a lot of similarities in myself and my father. So if and I look at my dad as a great man. So most of those similarities that we do see in I see in him usually be in points that, or in parts of aspects of my life where I'm excelling. But what if you didn't look at your dad as a good man? So now the idea of turning into him is almost like an inevitable curse. So he's standing there with his kids being a great dad or whatever. I don't know how good he is as a dad, but I'm just saying being a great dad. But going, oh, one day maybe I do become my dad. Maybe one day whatever was justifiable to him to leave and not help mom, and maybe one day those same ideas become justifiable to me. And so it's a fear that a man would carry, because if you don't know right, you're always, and you've only seen wrong, you're always gonna be afraid you're gonna go back to that.
All of the above, then going corner shopping, trying to help when you haven't proven calm. Black is stepping in for your mother because your father's gone, and standing by your children when you haven't proven karma wrong. Black is doing all of the above, then going corner shopping, trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off. Black is growing up around your family and making it.
And that real shit, not helping that lady walk across the street. I always thought it was very, like, no matter how treacherous of niggas we was, it was never like, you always gonna be polite to the old lady. You always gonna be nice to the lady at Walmart and shit. I never really thought it was too gangster. Like, why I'm being tough with the nigga at CVS? Like, I'm being gangster with her. You supposed to, because you're supposed to show that you still people, right? But I think a lot of times with street niggas, it's not like in them. It's not really just who they are, and so they're almost like playing a character of too tough, too rough, but. Being black is you help the old lady, nigga. We keep it P.
Cross the road to have her walking off. Black is growing up around your family and making it. Then being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. People say you fake the shit, never stayed to change the shit. But black is being jealous. You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black.
That's real. I realized immediately as soon as I started to change my life and I'm doing YouTube full time, it was a shooting that somebody I know who got shot that has cemented that I had to move, because I realized it's just inevitable. Not that I get shot or something, but that if I stay in that same city or environment, no matter how much I fuck with the city, like, or how much I fuck with my friends and like the people, I don't really like the city because I've been to court a lot of times and it's been me versus the state of here. So, yeah, no matter how much I looked at it, I was like, okay, eventually, let's say I get 3 million subscribers. I'm getting all this money in the world. Well, man, I hung around some dirty, stinking ass, looking for a come up ass niggas, and I'm looking at them like some of them, their trajectory might not be going fast as they can, and let me remove myself from them situations. And then things like I pull up to I'm a felon. I have a lot of felonies. I come over to a spot to hang out. You know, some illegal activities go down at the spot, and it's like, well, I'm green now. I'm not trying to be around this, and so the only way I can maybe help, maybe one day create something so lucrative and so impactful that we all could be in a better position, is I would have to immediately remove myself from that. And based off of, I still have friends dying and going to jail till today, I hope to God I can say I made the right choice, because not to say shit can't happen to me all these states away, but I can't make it that easy for them. And that's a genuine thought you have to think of if you were in one world and you're trying your fucking hardest to be in another.
Is struggling to find to change the shit, but black is being jealous because there's hate in it. People say you fake the shit, never stayed to change the shit, but black is being jealous. You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling to find your history or trace the shit. You don't know the truth about your race because they're erasing it. Black has got a sour
Eurocentrism. That's what it is. It's an act of Europeans rewriting history. It was done a lot during colonialism, where you gotta think it's a war, but it's almost like a Cold War where we're not gonna say it's a war, but we're trying to destroy and brainwash people. And so Dave is trying his hardest to return those feelings. Like Malcolm X said, if two black people start insulting each other, like even joking, like we're making jokes, what are the jokes that you're always going to make? It's going to be that your lips are big, your nose is hair, your hair is nappy, your skin dark, or your skin's light. But these are all traits or features that make us distinctly black. So why? Even if you're joking, why is there an air of comedy in that? Why?
The shit, but black is being jealous. You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling to find your history or trace the shit. You don't know the truth about your race cause they're erasing it. Black has got a sour fucking flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
Hey! Bro, what the hell happened to Stormzy, y'all? Did Stormzy fall off? Drop it in the comments, let's be real. I like Stormzy. What the hell happened to Stormzy? But that nigga black as fuck too. I just said that Malcolm X shit, but that nigga the same color as his goddamn hoodie.
Look, black ain't just a single fucking... Look, black ain't just a single fucking color, man, there's shades to it.
Facts. So it goes from, it goes from damn near, you find a black nigga almost the same color as milk all the way down to Stormzy. It don't get much blacker than Stormzy, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, black ain't just a single fucking color, man, there's shades to it. Her hair's straight and thick, but mine's got waves in it. Black is not divisive, they've been lying and I hate this shit. Black has never been a competition, we all make this shit. Black is deadly. Black is when you're freezing in your home and you can't get sleep, but never feeling empty cause you got 20 cousins in your country living stress-free, walking for their water daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is distant, it's represent.
That's crazy. You go to when I go home to Nigeria, you start people with a lot less be a lot less stressed, man. God damn. But god damn, they be a lot less stressed because you start realizing what is actually important in life. And it's not whether, if my iPhone dies and I gotta go to the toilet, I get stressed out. To show you, you know what I mean? It's the weakness in the nigga.
In countries that never even were wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is distant, it's representing countries that never even existed while your grandmother was living. Black is my Ghanaian brother read.
And it's repping countries that never even existed while your grandmother was living. You know what I'm saying? You should ask why, or do some research into it. I don't gotta go too long. Why a country like Nigeria has so many different tribes in this one country. And then you should research what the name of Nigeria means. And if you're gonna answer those two questions, it gives you a whole different perspective on what Dave just said.
Trees that never even existed while your grandmother was living.
I think is it Sudan and then there's North. I know they're two different countries. Sudan is. I was alive when that country came to be.
Black is my Ghanaian brother reading into scriptures, doing research on his lineage, finding out that he's Egyptian. Black is people naming your countries and what they trade most. Coast of Ivory. Now that he's Egyptian. Black is people naming your countries and what they trade most. Coast of Ivory, Gold Coast, and the Grain Coast, but most importantly to show how deep.
Now I'm gonna ask you, why is if he's completely correct, if they're named off what are they traded, go look at that word. It's not a coincidence. Why is that name the name? So then that's what Dave's talking to, and I've heard this song before, so I forgot that it's been well over a year, maybe 2 since I heard this originally. But yeah, it's just history is a weird thing where it's hidden, but it's not really hidden if you look. And there's so many, everything you see is going to be a remnant of some kind of history. And you look at it, a lot of history is fucked up. And there's parts of the black history that are very fucked up because of atrocities done to us and to ourselves, right? But what Dave is saying, bigger, is the black experience is way deeper than just those atrocities. And why we should never forget those atrocities, because, if those who don't acknowledge history are doomed to repeat it or something like that, acknowledge the mistakes of history are doomed to repeat it. But it's more than that. It's life, it's laughter, it's family, it's community, it's culture, it's food, it's flavor, it's music, it's film, it's sport, it's wonderful being black. We really winning out here, nigga.
Most coast of Ivory, Gold Coast, and the Grain Coast, but most importantly, to show how deep all of this pain goes. West Africa, Benin, they called it Slave Coast. Black is so confusing, cause the culture they're in love with it. They take.
He damn near told you the West Africa, Benin, they called it slave. He damn near giving you the gang.
Our features when they want and have their fun with it. Never seem to help with all the things we know would come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being.
And you know, I think that's another thing about, like, when you talk about cultural appropriation and like people taking a trip. And I've always said, like, I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't hurt me one way or another whether Justin Bieber has fucking dreadlocks. I don't really care, right? Because I know with we have a lot of other battles to fight that, nigga, in importance, Bieber's hair don't really weigh up, but it is some bullshit. And if I was to take a moment to look at that hill, I would totally explain or understand why it is so annoying for those of us who choose to die on that hill, because we used to all drink lean. People have been drinking lean since the 80s. And then Justin Bieber started drinking lean, and within 2 years, Activist was banned across the world because they're gonna do something if it's impacting Bieber and people who look like Bieber and the kids of the policymakers and these politicians and even these big pharma companies that are making millions and running the government, right? But what's annoying is if Bieber did help, which I'm sure he has or whatever he does, if Bieber did try to, if you know that you carry that much power, and a part of your power is you're cool and your flavor, and you're taking parts of what's going on here to get your cool and your flavor. I wish you would, when something was happening, attacking this thing, and not saying Bieber's taking all of his shit for black culture, but we all remember nigga Bieber. Everybody remember when Bieber was trying to be a little nigga hanging out with a little twist, but if you said something for us, you know, it would go a long way. And that is the hill that people are trying to die on. But I also don't believe in, I ain't gonna say this for you to block this whole video.
Things we know would come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being strong inside the
loud in our laughter and silent in our suffering. You know what I mean? And I always told niggas, when we was in the spot, we was doing what we was doing, and some months you making hella money, and there's gonna be hella weed and hella girls around. Don't let all these niggas around. Don't let these niggas who wouldn't be here on the months when we're surviving on Tostino's pizzas, who would disappear. Then I don't want you around when niggas over here barbecuing. Feel me? Yeah.
Come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being strong inside the face of defeat. Poverty made me a beast. I battled the law in the streets. We all struggle, but your struggle ain't a struggle like me. Well, how could it be when your people gave us the odds that we beat? I mean, fucking hell. What about our brothers that are stuck in?
How could your struggle be the struggle like me when your people gave me the odds that I beat? That's some real nigga shit. And it's not to say that you don't give, like, that white people can't struggle or any other race can't struggle. 100%. There's hella broke-ass white people going through hella things. There's hella rich-ass white people going through hella things. But when we are speaking specifically to what's going on to us, a lot of the problems created in America are for us are created by white niggas trying to keep us in a bad situation. That's why we're here. And I would bet my bottom dollar without much research into it that you could at least see some similar cases in the UK. Point blank, period.
Joe that could have busted the bell, they helped beat. I mean, fucking hell. What about our brothers that are stuck in jail that could have busted the bell, they held a burden, gotta live with it. Black is being guilty until proven that you're innocent. Black
is being guilty till you're proven that you're innocent. Come on, man.
They held a burden.
Come on!
Black is being guilty until proven that you're innocent. Black is saying free my fucking niggas stuck inside in prison cells. They think it's funny, we ain't got nothing to say to them. Unconditional love is strange to them, it's amazing. And black is like the sweetest fucking flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
A That's facts. Shout out to all the niggas. This is Certified Vibe Check. Here comes another reaction. My man here, pink music video. My man here, pop. Click on it. Show me some love. You watching this long, you hit that thumbs up. You're a host. Stop being a hoe. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. I am gone. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe.